Hi and welcome to the turntable side of the Technics booth, and we're here with the iconic SL1000R, which is our top of the range reference turntable. This is the pinnacle for many audiophiles that really want absolute perfection from a turntable. The thing is that we've learned from this turntable so many things. The first thing you'll notice is an external power supply. And it's rare that you can put an external power supply in a turntable that isn't reference class. So what you'll notice next to it is what I class as the iconic, I class it as iconic because I own one, the GME. And you have an internal power supply there. So at Technics, what we kind of did was go, right, if we have a power supply that's fantastic and with a really pure low noise floor, like we have here, if we were to move it internally, even if we use the exact power supply, it would still become noisier. And we know that in turntable, the best thing or the end game goal for all audiophiles is a lower noise floor. So with all of this in mind, we took everything that we learned here, which is a high mass platter will reduce the amount of vibrations that come through to the record itself. We've also learned that a really quiet power supply is super important. And all of these things we cannot do in all of the other turntables. So what did we do? We created a whole new technology called Delta Sigma Drive. And Delta Sigma Drive enables us to do certain things, which means that we can get the power supply here and we can move it internally here, but then add pulse width modulation to give noise cancelling effects, so therefore it lowers the noise floor of the power supply. So at the point that you've done that, and you then look at the platter, because you can't get the same mass, you could get tiny micro vibrations because everything we do is direct drive. So any tiny vibrations you will always pick up. So we then added Delta Sigma Drive to the motor drive circuit here to remove micro vibrations from the platter. This is the new evolution of Technics turntables. When you go historically and you go back, not only did we make direct drive and we said that this is incredible, we then re-engineered the electric motor to remove cogging issues with the iron coreless motor, which then has ultra smooth rotation. We then didn't accept that as being good enough and have now gone on to Delta Sigma Drive. Now anyone, and I mean anyone, with a non-Delta Sigma Drive turntable that listens to a Delta Sigma Drive are staggered at the difference because the noise floor becomes virtually nothing. And this is true end game things for most people that are looking at turntables. And you then go, well, that's okay, right? Because you put it in a £5,000 turntable and well done, it was a limited edition and you sold them all out. But we don't stop there. At Technics, we create top-end products, reference class products, and we spend all of the R&D making them perfect. And then we steal that technology and we feed it down the range. So Delta Sigma Drive now isn't only available in the GME, but also the GR2, the SL1300G, and our latest edition, the 1500 CS, which means that at only £1,100 sterling, you can get a Delta Sigma Drive direct drive turntable, which is unbelievable. So you've now got a super low noise floor, complete isolation on your platter, and you've also got a unique look with a great color. Super important that you understand that at every level, from the very top to our entry level, whether it's color, whether it's performance, whether it's finish, we go above and beyond what it would be expected at a price point. Whether it's £19,000 or a few £100s, we don't cut any corners, we just accept perfection.
Here we are in front of what I class as one of my favorite products. Now it's hard to say that in Technics with all the amazing turntables, amps and headphones that we do. But why does this really appeal to me as an end user? And it comes down to how it looks, and more importantly, how these speakers feel. What you can see by the side of myself is our SL40 CBT. This is Technics' first ever turntable with Bluetooth capability. So it takes everything that you know about a Technics turntable, the direct drive system that everyone loves, but brings it right in to an era where people are looking for design. We're looking for the minimalistic look to go in our homes, but more importantly, it's also about placement. Now, I always talk about myself when I come to this product. I have a media wall with my TV and everything already built in. But also loving turntable, it gives me the ability to place my turntable anywhere in the room and then connect via Bluetooth direct in to the CX700 speakers. Now the combination you see in front of me comes in 3 colors. It comes in black, the gray which is here, but also the terracotta, which you'll see as the kind of camera starts to wander around during the recording. When it comes to the speakers, it's all about connectivity. The speaker is built in 2 ways. We have the front section, which to many will look like a normal passive speaker. And then we've put all the amplification and all the electronics in the back. And the speakers being our first ever active speaker is all about connectivity. So we've mentioned via Bluetooth into a turntable. You can connect your TV via HDMI. You can also connect a smartphone, a tablet, etc. And more importantly, stream all the latest apps, whether that's Cobas, Spotify, Apple AirPlay 2, all to these speakers. So, Technics' first turntable with Bluetooth, and Technics' first active speaker with full connectivity, but more importantly, carrying on that tradition of direct drive. Also, when it comes to speakers, making sure we have that amazing Technics sound that everyone has come to love.